Greg and James beat 'em up. It's the Twitch show where this guy, James, and this guy,
Greg,
played beat 'em up games. That's the bit. That's the whole
Yep.
thing. So here we are. Today on the agenda, we got two games. We're going to return to the Capcom CP Arcade Systems Knights of the Round beat 'em up, which we didn't finish last time.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to finish it almost certainly. Then we're going to dive in to a new beat 'em up series of the early beat 'em up age. One of the first, perhaps the first. These are the kind of facts that we probably ought to look up. But we'll share the information next time about whether it was the first licensed beat 'em up. But the Ninja Turtles beat 'em up is what we'll be doing. So yeah, that's the agenda for today. How you doing, Greg?
I'm doing good. How was your Christmas, James?
It was good. It was the best part of Christmas for me. I shouldn't say that because I spent some time with my family and my friends and all that. But when the Frosthaven Kickstarter arrived unannounced, no shipping notice, none of that nonsense. So what do we do? Do we just press start? Just plus? Yeah.
Yeah, we didn't finish. We had a game on the go.
Yeah.
Did you save that game?
Did we do if we did a save state, I'll load it, but
Huh.
I don't know that we did.
No game data. Alright, we'll play from the start.
Take it right back from the start.
Alright.
There's enough overlap between these Capcom CP system beat 'em ups that we played that replaying this one give us a good lead in to some general commentary on what it brought to the table and didn't bring to the table before we go look at another example of
And I do feel
an
like
early branch in the form.
this particular one did sort of do... It brought everything together in an interesting way.
Yeah, I definitely remember enjoying this when we were playing it, and I bet I'll enjoy it more now, having not just played two other very, very similar games.
Yes.
Because that is one thing about these Capcom CP Arcade System beat 'em ups, is that they, while they all do bring something different to the table, they are all built on the same hardware with the same rough general controller layout. There's some sameness, even with the extremely varied settings. But yeah, pretty good Christmas. I got a couple of games. I got Mario Kart 8 Deluxe.
Nice.
Because I had Mario Kart 8 plus both of the original DLC on my Wii U. So it's always been a tough sell, even though I do love to play some Mario Kart with friends when people are over or whatever. And Danielle loves Mario Kart.
Mm-hmm.
But it's still tough to make the full Nintendo AAA price purchase for content that you've already purchased at Nintendo AAA price. Yeah, you hear the laugh of scorn?
Yeah, no, it's a very womanly laugh. I'll agree with that.
Oh no. I saw that coming and I let her pitchfork me or whatever her weapon is. Oh, that's
a halberd.
That's clearly a halberd.
Yeah. I'll handle these guys. Nope.
No, you won't. You got handled.
Well, she came after me. What am I supposed to do?
Oh.
What was that roll?
I did a defensive roll. I don't know how though. It involved the jump button. We'll look at the how to play once we've defeated Scorn. Yeah, so I got the Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, which is good because they're in the gradual process of unleashing like 1 billion new tracks.
Oh yeah.
I think they're on wave 3 right now. Mostly classic tracks, if not all, as I understand.
Classic tracks, yeah, but a lot of tracks that have never been
Redone.
Well, a lot of tracks that have never been redone, but a lot of tracks from, for example,
well, even from like
from the new mobile game.
Yeah. And I think there might be one from the one that you actually play in your home with an RC.
Oh, nice.
I'm not sure.
I would enjoy that.
Wait, no, there can't be any design tracks in that. The whole gimmick of that is that it makes the track
but it could be a track where they're like...
They could,
look,
yeah. They could have just
like
made a new
this.
track, but given it that theme.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah, so I'm happy about that. I mean, I am probably one of the only serious games people who has been an exclusive motion controls Mario Kart player since Mario Kart Wii came out. So I gotta get at least one wheel accessory for myself. I don't know if I need any for other people. I don't know if anybody else is still living the dream with the motion controls. I could even like when on the rare occasions when I would play online Mario Kart, it was always a point of pride to me that I do very well in the rankings, and I've got that little symbol that says this guy's using motion controls.
Yeah, so you know.
Yeah.
Fat man. Very reductive. This guy has other things going for him.
Well, that's apparently not what his mother thought when she named him.
Yeah. You'll be a very fat man one day.
Well, this guy's Sword Man. So, like, he worked really hard on being very muscular. But all anyone knows him for is having a sword. When also the soldiers have swords. Alright, fine. Percival will take the mount.
Yeah, take it.
No, I shouldn't have done that. It all went bad for me.
Birdman. Yeah, leveled up.
Got a bunch of salad. In pretty good shape now. Yeah, it's a good game. Like, it's colorful, it's lively.
They really do a lot with just the one attack button.
Oh man, I once again have not done the extremely easy thing of setting up a thing to keep track of how many quarters we use.
Wow, you've had a lot to do.
I'm too fixated on getting ready for Frosthaven, for Friday Night Frosthaven, a show that people will probably actually watch.
Especially if we promote it. Have you decided to do?
Well, I was going to see about if I could nominate someone else to do it.
I nominate Rich.
Yeah, Rich will get it done.
He's just gonna make 3 social media posts.
Yeah, we'll figure something out. But, yeah. So I've been working on that.
I like these guys in the background here. You see these two?
Oh, yeah. Jeez. That guy's really good at fighting from a down position.
Yeah, he's really holding them off.
That's, when not in his last ever MMA fight, which Filthy Tom won. In fact, I think he won his last couple. I think. But he lost a big one in the fairly recent future and was like distraught and like down on himself on the Filthy 4 Daily Show.
Yeah.
And Brian was like, "Now hold on, Tom. Like, you lost the fight, but you fought very well." He's, for example, like you are very good at defending from below. Like, when your opponent gets you down and you didn't take any big hits from that position. And Tom was like, "Yeah, great, Brian. You know you're actually not supposed to let your opponent get you down." And he was like, "Yeah, Tom, but what I'm saying is that it happens sometimes. And when it happened to you, you were dealing with it very well." Just being a good friend.
Yeah. Oh, man. Oh, did you die? Ooh, that was me going down there as well.
Okay. I'll come back as Lancelot.
I will return as Arthur. I liked Arthur.
Oh, whoops, we're fighting
each other. Who is this person?
We gotta look at the how to play, because there's clearly slightly more moves than just attack combo. Not many.
Oh, there's attack in the air.
This Brayfoot.
This guy's worse in the air, worse on foot, I think, than when he was horseback.
Yeah, and then the other game I got, I think you'll be happy to hear, because I imagine you'll be borrowing it someday, Mario plus Rabbids Sparks of Hope.
I got that game as well,
oh!
So I will not be borrowing it.
Okay, well maybe we'll play online or something.
I also got Pokemon Violet.
Nice.
Yeah.
Have you played it yet?
I started playing that one, yeah.
How is it? What's your impression? I know I've heard bad things about the launch.
Well, it is a glitchy game compared to the last Pokemon game to release. Not the last mainstream game, but just the last game.
Just Arceus?
Just Arceus. Arceus was a much more polished game.
Wait, hold on. The thing that I said we do.
Oh yeah, how to play. Normal attack, jump.
Jump attack.
Jump.
Strong attack.
Mega
Defense is just forward and attack. Backward and attack. Huh. So I guess defense was the role that I did. But I don't understand.
So yeah, it's not as polished. I will say I'm not sure how I feel about it yet, and I might not know until I'm like near the end. It is very open. Like it is not a halfway open game. It is all the way open. Like you can once you get past the tutorial.
Check it out. Lancelot's leveled up. He's got his full armor now, just like Arthur.
Once you're past the tutorial, you really can just go anywhere you like. Like there's level.
Now, is it like it? Can you go to places and get killed?
Yeah. You can go to places and get murdered, but it's really open. Whoa.
Whoop.
Bit of a
Got a little judder there, but we're okay. Ha! I got dismounted, but caused my horse to panic, did tons of damage because it ran through the crowd. Probably not that much damage actually, but knocked a bunch of them down.
I'll come back as Percival.
I think Percival has the coolest look.
He does have a good look.
It's very impractical.
Yes. And not at all like the character from mythology. From legend.
They were presumably just like, thinking about modern fantasy trio archetypes and being like, so what's Percival's gimmick that makes him different? Because as far as we can tell, Arthur and Lancelot are just the same guy.
Well, it's interesting that they went with... I think Arthur makes sense. Arthur's the all-arounder. So, of course, you give it to the main character guy.
Yeah, of course.
And then Lancelot being the fast dude, I think actually... Like, there's stuff in the mythology that supports that, I think. Like, he is supposed to be, like, an expert sword fighter. He's got French, like... He is originally from the French parts of the myth. And so he's got, like, a different sword fighting style. And then also, like... you can even go so far as to be, like... Lancelot means of the lake. So he flows like water. Percival, on the other hand...
Is he Welsh?
Percival is Welsh. And it's interesting that they choose Percival because... Percival disappears from the myth for the most part.
Huh.
He wouldn't be revived, really, as a main character of the myths I don't think even during this period. I think
who would be your go-to for a third character?
Well, the thing is that Percival was the second most important knight before Lancelot came along. And then after that, he dipped way down the list because not only did they introduce Lancelot, they also introduced Percival's replacement.
Who's Percival's replacement?
Galahad.
Ah, yes, Galahad.
Yeah.
What about Gawain?
Gawain is earlier. Gawain is from the original Welsh stuff.
They should have just used the Green Knight.
Yeah. Well, the Green Knight's not a Knight of the Round Table, though. He's an enemy of the Round Table. Well, he's
a weirdo, right?
He is a weirdo, yeah.
My very good tweet I saw once was just a synopsis of... It said that Sir Gawain and the Green Knight is the first ever story with the plot of what if some weird guy just showed up?
Yeah. Yeah, so Percival's the original questing knight. Percival's the guy they sent off to find the Holy Grail.
Oh wow!
And he was
and then they kicked him out because he was Welsh.
Well, he was the most holy of knights, was his thing.
Huh.
So he was the knight with the most. He was the knight who was closest to God. Nice. Okay, and then nice. And then, whoa, tigers. Okay. I don't remember this, but I don't know how I could forget. Mad tigers. I remember them now. I remember they were called Mad Tigers. And then when the French came along, for some reason they got rid of Percival. They were like, he's no longer the questing dude. And they were like, Galahad, he's the dude who finds the Holy Grail. And I'm not entirely sure why. I don't know what their thought process was behind. Like, we don't want a guy named Percival being the guy.
So if you were casting this arcade game, instead of Percival, would you go Galahad?
I'd probably go Bors, just because he's also a questing knight, and his name sounds like a big guy.
Horse. It does.
Horse, yeah.
Is he a big guy? Is that his thing?
He's another questing knight.
They weren't really as concerned with fleshing out their video game fantasy archetypes.
Yeah.
When over the centuries that they were building the myths of.
A lot of them have like weird superpowers. Like you could put who? Am I dead? I am dead. Come back there. Yvonne is a good one. He has a best friend who's a lion.
It's
good.
That's a tough one to program because you gotta have a whole other sprite with some primitive AI.
No, you can just have all his attacks be him making the lion attack.
Whoa! I think when Percival leveled up, he got a little bit closer to fully arming his front leg.
Yep. Ooh, this guy's got long health bar. Arlon. This guy might be from the myth. The name Arlon is certainly... It sounds closer to the myth.
Than Scorn, which sounds like something out of Fairy Tale.
Yeah.
Or Pilgrim's Progress. Or any allegorical tale, I suppose. So those are the two big allegorical questing tales, right?
Yeah.
Yeah? Good.
Pilgrim's Progress. Oh, shite. Let's just continue with Arthur.
Yeah.
Nice, Percival, come back. Yeah, but there's a lot of... I think there is actually one guy...
I keep forgetting. Every time he jumps, I'm forgetting the area of effect is coming and walking right over it.
There is one guy who I maybe would cast as the obvious choice for the big dude.
Yeah.
Because he's... Arthur's... either his older half-brother or his older cousin. And he is the dude whose main thing is that he's the villain of the Sword and the Stone story. And then he becomes, like, Arthur's ally when they're adults.
Oh.
So I can imagine him as like, oh yeah, this guy was a big bully when he was younger. But now he's like the guy in Arthur's party whose job it is to express the alternative opinion. Like, make Arthur seem like a fair king because he goes with what's right, not just... Oh, we got him.
I'm staying alive. I hope.
Got him. Stay out.
Ah! Oh no! No! Ha! Yes!
Nice. You got him.
I jumped
even.
at just the right time, that I didn't land in the area of effect, and I got him, and I won. Victory. So yeah. Is there any room in like pre-revisionist late 20th century Arthurian tales for a Guinevere as like a fast spellcasting character or sword fighting character?
No. Because I'll say no because the myths are very much about nice. Hold on. Chivalry. Yeah. Which place very specific roles on men and women.
Yeah.
The only major female characters besides Guinevere are Mordred's mother, Arthur's sister, Morgana, and the Lady of the Lake. Not the lady in the lake.
Oh, yeah.
But the Lady of the Lake, Merlin's erstwhile apprentice. Oh, shit.
That's a cutscene.
Yep. Merlin's erstwhile apprentice, who I wrote an entire essay about in college.
Wow.
She's an interesting character. She becomes more villainous in the later version of the story you're reading. But originally she would actually be a pretty good choice, because she does a lot of good stuff for Arthur and his men, including a lot of magic stuff.
Cool.
So she would be an interesting, like, quick magic character.
Nightshade Phantom, right, the ninja.
Yes. See, this guy... Okay, Do we see? So later on, we fight a samurai, and
Yeah.
I said originally when we were playing this that I felt like they put more work into making this guy look like setting appropriate, even if his moveset and name are very clearly ninja based. And you were like, no, he was just a straight up ninja. But look at this, he's got a jerkin.
Yeah,
He's
no.
got tights on.
Yeah.
The other guy is just straight up a samurai
It's
with like
fair.
an oni mask
If anything,
and everything.
yeah, this guy's like half. He's like half swashbuckler, half.
Yeah.
Half swashbuckler, not half. 1/3 swashbuckler, 1/3 ninja, 1/3 some kind of power.
He's throwing butcher's knives. Like this guy traveled the seas, went to the Orient, learned the ancient art of ninjutsu, and has returned to the English Isles.
And he brought the samurais with him. There. Boom. It now makes sense in storyline. Oh, man. Yeah, the damage just gets so much more significant as you go. And against bosses and stuff. Like this Lancelot, I just loaded up. He's just been slaughtered. Oof. Like that. Oh, man. What a drag. This is only my 4th quarter, but I'm going to go through it in the run of this single boss.
Are we only doing damage to one of them, or do we do damage when we hit any of them? I can't tell either.
I think they all send damage to the core, but I could be wrong.
Okay, I killed one.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, I think we weren't doing damage to any of them until we were down to just one. Alright, there we go.
Alright, Lancelot survives.
The Phantom gets a wag. Though I don't remember encountering him a second time.
Yeah, so you played Sparks of Hope yet?
I haven't started Sparks of Hope. I've been focusing on Pokemon and painting. Have been my two chores.
Yeah, I haven't broken into either of those games because, well, I did the...
You did a bunch of work on
Did Ultima. I've done a lot of work on Frosthaven. I've got to start reading some books, like some research for work.
Oh yeah.
That's
Getting
fine.
ready.
I think 3 out of the 4 books I have to read I'm interested in, so that's not bad.
Getting ready for that second semester coming up?
That too. But these are books for undisclosed additional projects.
Oh, okay. Oh, all these pots are individual.
I mean, I'll disclose it to you later, but I did sign a confidentiality agreement, so I can't say much about it here.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Yeah, and I played a little Star Renegades, a little more.
Nice.
So that's a game where, you know, you beat it and then it's like, well, now we can surely also defeat Mother's minions in another dimension. And then you just do it again. But the difficulty goes up gradually, so I think it goes normal, harsh, extreme, and then entropy 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5.
Yeah.
I'm only on extreme, and I've played way too much of the game. The runs are very long, and I had a few runs that, for very frustrating reasons, fell apart at the very end. But, yeah, played a little bit of that. I've got a run going. It's going okay. Oh, no, oh man.
Wow.
This one Moog literally takes out the whole the round table. Just
yep.
Alright, I'm sticking with Percival. 5th quarter. For whatever we're doing next, which I guess will be more Ninja Turtles. Because we're not going to do the whole Ninja Turtles series
We're not going to do the whole
right
thing
now.
tonight, no. You're going to have that coin counter?
We'll get the coin counter up. Because I do think that there's an extent to which just a game made for an arcade loop is not going to be as satisfying on console no matter what you do.
Yeah.
Because partially you're just missing the tactile experience of being in the arcade. It's not just tactile, the entire sensory experience.
The entire
it's loud, the screen is big.
The floor is sticky.
You're sort of like, you know, it's noisy everywhere, but also the thing you're playing is extra noisy, so blasted stand in your face.
These guys are called Skywalker.
Yeah, we were fighting Skywalkers before we got to the Phantom. The Phantom is just like the head Skywalker. It's the Phantom Menace.
That's good stuff, James.
Yeah.
Do you think that's where George Lucas got it?
Oh, surely.
Because I'm pretty sure this came out before Phantom Menace. Phantom Menace was 98?
Yeah, I kind of doubt that George Lucas has ever played a non-LucasArts video game. I'm not sure how many LucasArts video games he's played. But LucasArts sure was a great studio back before Disney ate everything in the world.
Disney's got to eat, James. When do you want it?
It only gets hungrier as time goes by. Yeah, so I am looking forward to being able to put in Rabbids. I enjoyed the first game. I enjoyed playing some modern and classic XCOM earlier in the year during the summer. Certainly classic XCOM did not nail it with the user experience.
Okay, I didn't know I could do that with the horse.
Oh, yeah, that's quite a move. I did not know you could do that.
Oh, horse gone though. Damn.
Oh, man. This guy is too good a fighter.
Whoa! Big hits on the third man there. You got it, huh?
Okay. Ooh. Oh, man, and I'm down in Percival. Here comes Owlbears.
Okay.
And this is a serious enemy. You can tell that he's killed a bear. Kind of like a large bear.
Yeah, a very large bear, but a small head on that bear. At least in proportion to its body. I mean, this could definitely... Again, this guy, I don't think he's from the myth.
Well, I certainly don't think the like armor.
Yeah. But actually, I was gonna say a weird dude who's like
really big. He wears a bear skin. Like
yeah.
I can see that such a character might exist. I don't picture him being described as being like 8 feet tall and having this giant hammer. Oh,
you'd be surprised. There are legitimate giants in King Arthur and stuff like that.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I
really gotta read some Arthurian.
In a lot of the early myths, he fights. He fights basically a lot of mythological creatures. Actually, in a lot of the early myths, Arthur doesn't do much of anything.
Smash.
It's mostly his knights doing stuff.
This is where the game says it's time to start paying up, kids. I've gone through an entire Percival quarter, and then immediately discovered that Lancelot is way better hitting than some of this game because of his speed.
Yep, bunch of little hits.
Oh, damn it. I was eating the salad off the ground as fast as I could. He still just smashed my head flat on the ground. Huh. But yeah, so otherwise, on the stream, I'm still just doing live here on the weekends, on Saturday. And so now I've made it. I had 6 chapters done when I started. Boom.
Got him.
Take a hike, Balbaus. When I started on Saturday, on Christmas Eve day.
Mm-hmm.
The present day was the only starting chapter I had left, which is like kind of like a fighting game. It is. It's just Street Fighter. Like the storyline is Street Fighter. You want to be the best fighter. You're gonna fly around and fight all these martial artists. Each one of them from a different country. You fight them in a different. It's just battles. You just choose them from the level select screen. Choose your opponent and then you fight them. And they all have a crowd, just like Street Fighter 2, standing there cheering for you. And it was really short and really easy. Like I was done within an hour for that particular chapter. I remembered it being harder because I've played this game before. I haven't beaten it, but I've played pretty far into it before. And I remembered it taking much longer to win the first time. I was not able to win against the fighter all the way to like the first one in the level select. But the only and it's kind of like a Mega Man deal because you when they use their special moves on you, you learn them.
Yeah. And
then they all have different weaknesses. But you get the weakness to beat the first one fairly soon. But if you don't go back to the first one until you get it, you can pretty much just go left to right. I just went left to right until I had what I needed to beat the sort of vaguely Dalsim-esque, like the stretchy yoga master.
Yeah.
Or whatever. I don't know exactly what he was, but like being limber and having long range was his thing. And then I went back and beat that one right before I beat the last one. There were multiple wrestling references, which is pretty cool. like the Mexican fighter was just some luchador. I don't know that he was a reference to any particular luchador. But then the American fighter, Max Morgan, was just Hulk Hogan. And the Hawaiian fighter, Jackie Iukea, was obviously, not entirely, but to a degree, King Curtis Iukea.
Yeah.
And just kind of a general sort of, this is a Pacific Islander wrestler.
Yeah. This guy is... He's not a member of the Inoki family, but...
Iukea.
Okay,
Definitely not a member of the Inoki family.
That's definitely not a member of the Inoki.
No, that's unambiguous. You can tell just by looking at his last name.
Yeah. I meant what I meant.
Yeah.
Oh, it's nighttime now. We just hung around till night.
So I beat that, and then, wouldn't you know, I mean, I did know this was going to happen, but I tried to let on enough that anyone watching who knew the game knew that I also know the game without spoiling it for anyone experiencing the game through me. You unlock an 8th chapter.
Of course.
And so the first 7 chapters...
An octopath, if you will.
Yeah. So the first 7, prehistoric era, Imperial China, the Twilight of Edo Japan, the Wild West, present day, the near future, and the distant future. Notably, can you see what's missing from that? When you're thinking about, hey, British, we are having good beating them up.
Beating them up.
We're playing the Knights of the Round beat 'em up.
James was just explaining his playthrough of Live Alive.
Catching him up on Live Alive. So yeah, what did you think? Can you tell what setting is missing?
The near future?
No, I said near future.
Oh, you said near future. What did you say? Sorry.
Okay, let me do this again for you. The prehistoric, Imperial China, the Twilight of Edo Japan, the Wild West, the present day, the near future, the far future.
Oh, the medieval period.
Yeah, there's no like these are all atypical JRPG settings.
Yeah.
So the 8th one is a very typical JRPG setting. You go back, you're in a kingdom where long ago the Dark Lord attacked, a generation ago, kidnapped the queen when she was pregnant with the princess. A hero and his best friend, the priest, saved the day. Now it's a generation later.
Yeah.
And when you start out, you're a dude, just a young warrior, young swordsman, who is in a fighting tournament along with his best friend, who's a mage. And so the prelude is just you each do your semi-final match and then you fight each other. And the king promises whoever wins the final his daughter's hand in marriage. You effortlessly beat your friend. Oh, I should have let you have that salad, Arthur.
That's okay. I'll just spend the quarter.
Yeah. Well, you know...
well, I'll definitely spend the quarter.
Oh, Muramasa, yeah.
This guy's a samurai. Although the name of this level is Knights in a Strange Land, so presumably we have traveled
to the east.
Traveled to the distant east.
But also, if you summon the spirit of Muramasa, he's not gonna like show up in era appropriate clothes.
No.
Or region appropriate.
I don't know.
So yeah.
Champ put on a cowboy outfit.
So yeah, you make short work of your friend. You get married.
Yeah.
On your wedding night, pre-consummation. You're out on the balcony.
Important, I imagine.
I don't know how important it is, except to the extent that definitely, you know, that's what marrying the princess off is all about.
Yeah. I believe the movie Kingsman expressed that.
Yeah. So they're on the balcony, and it's basically the classic Ghosts and Goblins intro of just a gargoyle flies in, and one gargoyle flies in and you fight it. And I thought, oh, it's going to be the battle that you have to lose, but you win. But it turns out that one was a distraction. A more powerful gargoyle has taken the princess and flown away.
Alright.
So now you gotta save her. The Dark Lord has risen. The king sends you out. So like, you know, this is literally the start of Dragon Quest, basically. Like as generic of an RPG as you can get, of a classic JRPG setting at least as you can get. And you head out with your pal, and where I ended, like, because your wizard friend comes to join you. He's no hard feelings over you beating him in the tournament.
Yeah.
And where I am, I discovered both the priest and the great hero, who were both The priest was living in anonymity, but he was living in civilization. And the hero had become a bitter hermit because he realized that people are just pitiful creatures who wait around for some other people to help them, and all they care about is what you do for them. He became cynical, and he's joined us, although he's specifically like, I want to be very clear, I haven't had I haven't found my faith in humanity. Thank you, British. We will do you no harm if you fall asleep.
Yeah, no, just stay there, British. We won't scream in your ear. We'll be very dulcet.
Yeah. Dulcet. Oh man, yeah, just chewing through quarters now. Oh, yeah. But that's just. Peaceful.
I believe we got
the
up
damage
to near
sliders are outrageous.
Last time. I don't remember getting. Oh, is there a Greek guy? No, that's in the last game.
Yeah, I don't know. We fought Murmasa last time, but this is close to where we stopped.
Okay, we got him.
Oh man, I went down. At the win. Huh? Double down, as they say. So, yeah. Pretty good stuff so far.
So you were saying the hero was saying, I haven't just...
The old hero was like, yeah, I'm just doing this because, you reverse psychologied me and said that I've lost my touch, or I don't care. And now they've set off, and the priest has been all like, young men, you must be very careful not to, let bitterness fill your heart and all this. It's a generational tale of whether the younger generation can learn from mistakes of the old. And yeah, getting back to that next week, but it's coming along. I already have beaten this mini RPG, but I will continue to speak on the air, so I don't know what's next. But it's great, and the remake is spectacular.
Yeah.
Oh, that was a gross sound.
I didn't hear it from over here, so
great. Okay.
Our viewers probably didn't hear it.
Well, anyone watching it on replay can rewind and isolate.
Mm-hmm. Deep into the code.
Yeah. So yeah. The remake is just really, really good. There's a lot of one audience member, Mecha Nerd 88 or something, 89 maybe, Mecha Nerd something, has been cluing me in on the Japanese voice cast is filled with like great Japanese voice actors, and they've done things like get two actors who played rivals in a classic thing and had them voice rivals in a story here. And
nice.
All this neat little stuff. I know there's going to be food in there. No, just treasure. Oh, Percy. Oh, Percy. Smash the orb. Okay, thank goodness. Give me some food. Arg.
Just an orb.
Okay, well, Percy's going down. Yeah, but yeah, the HD 2D style is beautiful. They got Yoko Shimomura to reorchestrate her entire original score.
Yes.
And the original score was a Yoko Shimomura score. In fact, Yoko Shimomura score from when she had just left Capcom, scoring games like this. Not sure if she scored this one, but I bet she did.
Wouldn't be surprised.
She made the jump to Squaresoft specifically because she wanted to do RPGs. And so then the very first task they gave her was, okay, here's an RPG with 7 unconventional RPG settings.
I'd be excited by that.
Yeah, she still, and she got to do the unlockable one, thanks to generic classic tones. I think she did the whole original score. Anyway, it's great. It's a great game. Can't recommend it enough. So that's all very good. And then I didn't stream on Boxing Day. No, I did stream on Boxing Day. I didn't stream on Christmas, but I did go into Ultima 7 some more on... Hey, I got an item to level us both up.
Was that an items effect?
I thought so. Or unless we were both at the same score threshold and both scored the points at the exact instant that I picked up an item. Which is not impossible.
Not impossible.
Oh, check it out. Lancelot's got sweet golden armor now that he's level 11.
Nice.
I haven't been keeping track of what's happening in person. I'll switch back to him. I hope to kill it very soon.
King Arthur's got the big golden armor now. His armor's just been getting thicker and more innate.
Yeah, that's what you do with it.
Yeah.
Eventually it becomes impractical, but fortunately he doesn't seem to have hit that point yet. Yeah, so in Ultima 7, have I told you yet about ship travel?
Yes, you have.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, there's not that much to it. The way they janked it up is just because the view window is so close, and in the name of realism, they made the ships much, much bigger. So your ship occupies almost the entire display screen. It is, like, if I didn't already know...
Alright, we definitely didn't see any of this last time, so
Yeah.
I think we stopped at Muramasa.
Muramasa.
I think.
If I hadn't... Oh, the Iron Golem.
Oh! Did you see that?
This is cool.
Did you see who's inside the Iron Golem?
No, I didn't. Who is it?
It's our ninja friend.
What a
The
jerk.
Phantom. He jumped in there. Ooh.
Arg. This game could really use a throw.
Yeah.
Like just stick your sword in his belly and toss him over your shoulder. Okay, we're doing some damage.
I don't know. Yeah, we gotta affect this bit.
That's a lot of damage.
Gotta attack those.
Alright.
That's core.
First of all, where are you now with armor? Oh no, now he's good. He's not getting any better coverage anymore. Oh, I shouldn't have taken that entire meal. Percival is just extremely greedy.
Alright.
He's the hungriest here.
I think that was just stage 1, because we want... Let you refill. Let's do a pause. I cannot pause. Can't help you, James. Timer ticking down.
That's alright. The timer is very generous, so we should be
Yes.
okay with that. We also have...
We do.
That'll help you. Ha! The Phantom's back. Makes
Okay.
sense. It's
So he's,
frustrating that we weren't able to kill him.
But he has much less health now than he did when he was a boss.
Well, that makes sense. He was in a... Oh, alright. He's just here as an enemy. No, he's not. He's here
No, I think he's a boss. I think
he's here as a mini-boss.
Yes.
Yeah, he's... I mean, for one thing,
He was just
he
involved in a
destroyed
horrible-
contraption that
yeah.
he's badly burned. His skin is very sensitive now to axe or sword wounds.
Yeah, he's like another Phantom who was badly burned and lived in the basement. My cousin Fred.
Oh.
The Phantom.
Yeah, so I got to this didn't have an unboxing day, but the previous week I got to an amazing part of Ultima 7.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so in Ultima 6, in the city of spirituality, Skara Brae, two things I got to tell you about that. One is that there's a murder mystery you were supposed to solve, but they ran out of time, didn't code the solution to the murder mystery in. Just made it so that if you start trying to solve the murder, you just find the rune in the murder victim's daughter's belongings when she tells you, like, oh, if this thing would help in your investigation, you go to look for it in the runes there. You can't advance the quest any further. The ghost is there. You can find the murder victim's ghost, and you can talk to him, and some words cause him... He doesn't speak, but if you say certain keywords to him, he does different actions in response, but you can't figure out what the hell anything means. And there's a seance spell in Ultima 6, and this is the only ghost you would want to talk to in the entire game, and it just says, doesn't work if you try to use it. And also, there's just a random mean guy living in a shack outside of Britain, who besides like being a jerk when you talk to him, seems to be there for no reason. Then also, the reagent seller and spells seller.
Oh, that guy just fled.
Backwards on his horse. The magic shop seller lived on a little island to the north. He was a hermit, a recluse, who had sort of kind of lost his mind. So like he speaks in kind of doggerel rhyme verse, and he's quite eccentric, real weird guy. So now, 200 years later, except any character that they want to still be alive just is for some reason, the Avatar is returned to Britannia, and you find out that Skara Brae is the lost city of Skara Brae. Like, it's gone.
Okay.
And when you get there, it's a whole ordeal getting there. You find out you have a quest where you have to get the secrets of life and death from a ghost called the Tortured One. in Scarborough in order to complete an important
Oh,
quest.
there was a giant... Sorry, 1 second. I just noticed something that was very good. There was a giant turkey, and when I hit it with my sword, it became 4 small turkeys.
Yeah, same thing happens with the big salad.
Fantastic. Good stuff.
Yeah.
That way you can share it.
You can share, or just it looks...
Yep. But anyway, go on. It's a lost city.
So you're eventually told you need to go to Scarborough, which is an island. For whatever reason, in Ultima 6 you could walk to it, but it's back to being an island.
Well, there was some intermittent flooding.
Yeah, the only way to get to the island, you can't sail your boat up to it because it's surrounded by rocks and stuff. Garibaldi.
Okay, there's absolutely no Italian, what looks like the final boss in King Arthur.
This very well could be the final boss.
Oh, one thing I noticed very quickly.
Yeah.
Because if this is the final boss, we won't have much longer to talk about this game. If you look above your name, you can actually see the number of continues you've used.
Oh.
So you've used 13, I've used 18.
Well, 14
You have
for
used
me.
14, I have used 18.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks,
So
game.
that does give us a certain idea. We now know, precisely how much money we spent on this game.
Yeah. For me, currently $350.
I imagine I'm gonna try to end on 20. I imagine you're gonna want.
Oh wow, Garibaldi was like temporarily messed up on his horse, but he was temporarily invulnerable while he was messed up. Now he's on the ground. Percival down. I'm being reckless. Yeah. So
Horse didn't last long.
if you come to the coast of the mainland near Scarborough, there's now, it's basically Charon, but there's like a skeletal ferryman in a black robe. And if you get the Seance spell, and the game like makes a point of being like, you're gonna need the Seance spell if you want to if you're gonna get anything done in Scarborough. You get the Seance spell. If you use the Seance spell, you can talk to the ferryman, pay him 3 gold pieces. He'll take you over to Scarborough, which turns out it's not just that it's the lost city and everyone's dead. It is a burnt husk of an island, like some great calamity burned the whole place down. All the buildings are wrecked, all the trees are burnt, it's all just dirt, no grass, etc. And so you arrive, and the first person I talked to was the barmaid in the bar, in what's left of the tavern. And she's like, yeah, so I asked her like, what happened to Scarborough and all this stuff, and she's like, well, all I know is that like I was here serving tables, and all of a sudden everything was on fire, and so I tried to run away and I was running towards my home to get away from the fire, but then I was on fire anyway because the whole island was on fire, and then I lost consciousness, and then when I woke up I was here. And so now I just serving tables. But like, she knows she's dead. She knows she's a ghost.
But she's just doing what comes natural.
Yeah. So like, she's like, yeah, the whole island burned. So that's bad. And then you're like, so you know about this tortured one? And she's like, oh, that's probably what's his name, the alchemist. He's the one who we call him the tortured one because he's suffering forever because he's the one who blew up Scarborough.
Oh, he's the one who started the fire.
Yeah, and you're like, oh, wow, okay, that's bad.
He didn't start the fire.
Well,
in this case, he did.
So then you carry on. In my case, the next person I met was the blacksmith. And the blacksmith is also in his smithy, just like working at an anvil. He's working on like a big cage. And when you talk to him, he's a very angry ghost, but he doesn't know he's a ghost.
Oh.
He's the kind of dead person who does not know they're dead. He's furious.
Got him.
And when you talk to him about why he's furious, final stage clear. And hey, Arthur got the killing blow, which is appropriate.
Which is appropriate for the legend.
Boom. And with the fiend Garibaldi slain, no one can contest that Arthur is king of Britain and Italy.
Yes, Garibaldi King Arthur only brings up results for Knights of the Round.
After enduring countless severe battles, the valiant warriors have finally obtained the legendary Holy Grail. Even though the evil scourge has been defeated, only Holy Grail can restore the destruction that was something the evils fought, etc., etc.
Well, welcome back. The Holy Grail, the Grail holds with conceivable power, may be used with a good man.
For his very destruction. Something. Push button.
Supposed to look up.
I am not worthy of the Grail. I must go. It must go to one with a greater destiny than I. Should be held by no less than king, and that I can never be. Only one can be king, and I now know that is not I.
And tell me, who shall be the king of all the Britons?
Arthur!
Okay. It is my destiny to be king, and it will indeed as you foretell. Then so be it. Willingly.
He takes the oak. He becomes the king. Hail, Arthur! Okay, we enter our initials.
Yep.
As befits an arcade game.
Okay.
So the blacksmith, he's just so mad. When you try to talk to him about how mad he is, he's mad because he says that Horrence took my wife.
What's the confirm button here?
Fire or attack.
And then end. I getcha.
E/Ds is abbreviated.
After a long period of violence and battle, England was finally unified by the valiant effort of these three heroes and others like them. Arthur became the first king of all the Britons, as Merlin had predicted, and Lancelot and Percival, Arthur's closest companions, were welcomed in glory by all the people of the land. King Arthur believed that he and his knights should meet as equals, with no one knight more highly placed than another. Therefore, he devised the Round Table, so that none should sit at the head of the table. People called them the Knights of the Round, and their story is still told today by people all over the world.
Boom.
Yeah?
There.
Good. That was succinct. Explain the title.
That part of the story was very accurate and well executed. Good job. Mm-hmm. So, yeah. This is the first generation of Capcom CP System arcade games.
Mm-hmm.
And so we will be leaving behind the system for now. Of them, we played Dynasty Warrior,
yes,
which was a Romance of the Three Kingdoms set beat 'em up where you fight as a mighty hero against hordes and hordes of enemies,
tons and
knocked
tons
down
of enemies
with single blows that had nothing to do with Dynasty Warriors, the Muso series.
Completely separate, apparently.
Series. Yeah.
Even though it was essentially a 2D Dynasty Warriors.
Yes. We did Final Fight, which is basically literally just like, well, let's do our Double Dragon.
Yep.
We did.
Although I think the art design on that was very good.
Oh, it's an excellent looking game.
Yeah.
It's a great game. It's not as fun as the good Double Dragons to me, because all these games go to single button attacking.
Yeah.
And that just really, they flatten the movesets. Like Final Fight still has a pretty good moveset. Most of the rest of them didn't. The King of the Dragons.
Hey!
Another fantasy one that was not set in this. Hey, good job. You very slightly beat me.
I did. It took me about 5 more lives, but I managed.
Yeah.
When you scroll to the bottom here?
It does that automatically. Okay. So
now we're heading
on the
over
whole,
to Cowabunga Collection.
Yeah. Like they got a lot of variety.
They
both
did,
in setting and kind of in feel out of single button combat. But there's just not as much to it, especially because we went right into it from the Kunio-kun games.
Yeah, which really
go about it like certainly as far as the genre had gone by the early 90s towards like having something for you to think about while you're playing. In terms of like how you're going to do these fights and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's let this go. And then I will continue telling you.
Good stuff.
Very nice. Alright. We do want to play games.
We want to play the original.
Play the original.
Yeah.
Here we go. I don't think we need enhancements. I mean, maybe we'll be curious about them. What does it say under the enhancements? I gotta turn myself off for a second here. Ah, change game. Never mind that.
We figured that much out. Okay, I want to get in there. There we Leonardo. I will be Donnie.
I'll be Leonardo.
Okay.
No, I'll be Raph.
Alright. So, okay. Going right in the intro here.
Okay. Once we're back.
Konami. 1989. Alright.
Okay. So,
Why did it ask us to...
insert coin with plus? Because it's like literally, I think we might be like locked into who we play as.
Oh, okay. They're really getting
They
the
went to the
mileage
work
into
of
the song.
digitizing this and paying for the rights. Okay, here we go. Here I am. Oops, I put in way too many quarters. I have 5 lives already.
That's okay. We
That's
have
okay.
infinite quarters.
Yeah, so here we are. We're in the fire right away. I can't remember if the NES one... I felt like there was a stage. Like you had to fight your way to the vertical first level. I guess we'll find out pretty soon. Anyway, so... Yeah, you're the blacksmith's all mad. He says, Horrence took my wife. And I did think that name sounded a bit familiar, but he didn't at first remind me. I didn't remember who it was. But then someone in the chat, oh man, yeah, I'm taking big damage here.
Me too.
Playing sloppy. So we got another 1-button attack game here.
Nope, 2 buttons.
What's the other button?
Top. X.
X? Oh, for like a roll kick. Does it take your health
Well,
away?
it's a power attack.
Yeah, so does it drain your
Nope.
health? No? Cool.
So mine is this.
Oh,
And
neat.
yours is a roll?
Okay. Well, that's something. It's not nothing.
It ain't nothing. I think I will, Robot.
We got some good digitized voices.
It's good stuff because, like, you have to, like, remember playing this in the arcade.
Oh, yeah.
This is an experience.
Yep. Wow,
Like,
I mean,
this draws attention.
yeah. Although,
You know what I mean? Because you see it's the turtles, you see...
Okay, so someone in the chat reminded me that Horrence, who the angry blacksmith ghost just told me took his wife, was the eccentrical
Portals.
hermit who spoke in doggerel rhyming verse. I was like, okay, that's weird. I was like, so how do you take your wife? Like, you know, like she loved him more than you for some reason? No!
He stole his wife.
Oh, he literally sent hordes of the undead to take the man's wife. And as it turned out, he didn't train them very well. Because, yeah, he raised the dead from the graveyards of Scarbray after studying the dark arts. And he sent them to take the man's wife. Nice splash screen.
James Avery voicing Shredder as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
Or at least that's who voiced him on the cartoon.
It sounded like a sample of the late great James Avery. Uncle Phil.
Who put the lights out?
I remember that. We loved that. On the NES, obviously, there was no digitized voice thing.
No.
We still thought it was great. Fell in a manhole.
Tonight I die.
That was definitely not James Avery.
That was not. Although, you know, James Avery not the only person to voice Shredder on the show.
Huh.
Occasionally there were fill-in voice artists, because this was back in the day. You think people don't care about voice artists today? Back then, it was like secondary to anything else. Ooh, that took me out.
Oh, yes. I do recall seeing cartoons when I was a child. And I guess I didn't notice how terrible they were at the time. So much as I noticed when like the Batman animated series came out, like, oh, this is really good.
There are some early examples where the voice acting is. I mean, a lot of comedy, the voice acting really stands. Like, you know, without Tex Avery, there wouldn't be.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
You know, a bunch of and Mel Blanc, like there are some classic voice actors, but even like drama actors, you know, Peter. God, I can't remember his last name. The voice of Optimus Prime has always been, you know, the voice of Optimus Prime.
And Orson Welles.
Orson Welles did some major voice acting. That was near the end of Orson Welles' career, though.
Oh yeah, I think that was. I don't
Back
think
when he was selling soup.
Yeah. Okay, so he said Torrance sent hordes of the dead to take this man's wife, and because they're so messed up, when she resisted, they just killed her and carried off her corpse, which Torrance then raised from the dead to be his queen.
Okay. And this was just a dude who in the last game was just like an
eccentric old wizard who sold you like spell supplies and spells. Then
listen, I had a dark weekend.
Yeah, well, it was more than a weekend.
Yo, boy, they ain't getting any prettier. Watch your mouth, flying ball.
Because as I continued speaking to people, the bosses, there's a pretty easy strategy, although it does involve both of us being not sneezing. Because he'll literally just face one of us and the other one of us get free hits.
Yep. Watch out for this laser beam stuff.
Or I can punch him.
Come on! I was not...
You're the smart one, Donnie.
Fill in the hole again. Bebop and Rocksteady, created for the cartoon, probably the cartoon's greatest addition to Turtle lore. Well, I guess Krang as a character is sort of an original. Certainly, he's based on the Utami from the original comic, but he himself is explicitly not one in the cartoon. They are just using the design of that particular alien. So Krang as the Krang, that character was invented for the cartoon.
Yeah. So.
But now we want to go down the hole, eh?
Yeah. So the blacksmith says that he's working on this cage because the cage. They told him the cage. Without this cage, they can't stop Torrance. Okay. Then I found the tortured one. He's the alchemist. He's very, very unhappy. In fact, the way in which he's tortured is not strictly a psychological torment over having failed his village and blown him up. He is also pretty messed up in the sense that his lived experience as a ghost is that he is constantly being consumed by the flames that took the lives of everyone, including him and Scarborough.
Okay.
So, like, when you talk to him, like, his portrait looks quite distraught, and it's like when you say goodbye, he, like, says farewell, and then it's like, he does his best to stifle a scream as you walk away. And very just troubling stuff. And he explains, so Torrance, gradually living up there by himself, lost his mind. Decided that he did not want to die, so he mastered the dark arts, so he could become a Lich and live forever. And now he's a Lich, and so the healer, the town healer, figured out the way that he could be defeated after he had raised the graves of all the dead. Wow, now you've got 23 lives.
Yeah, I just figured why bother? We're tracking it. It's just for fun. We've got infinite quarters and there's nobody else in the arcade.
Oh yeah. I didn't mean like shitty move, dude. That's a turn.
Come on, man.
So the healer figured out how to defeat the Lich. It takes a special potion.
Sure.
And it takes an enchanted cage. You have to trap the Lich in the cage, and then you need to pour the potion. So the blacksmith was working on the cage, of course, and the healer found the formula for the potion and had the mayor deliver it to the alchemist, and he tried the recipe and he's like, I made some kind. I somehow messed it up. It was such a clear recipe. It was a very precise recipe. I don't know how I got it wrong, but when I turned the burner on, everything, like, it was just a conflagration. Everyone was good.
Yeah.
He's just miserable. Okay. Immediately, because he said it came through the mayor, did I ever say much to you about the mayors of Ultima 6?
No.
Every single, like,
Every
okay.
single one of them was awful.
Well, they're not quite, but the role of the mayors was to be entrusted with the runes of virtues.
Yeah.
And except for the mayor of New Magintia, who actually does have the rune, and the rune quest in New Magintia is just doing a thing for the mayor to prove that you understand the virtue of humility.
Got him.
Come and get him, yell brain.
Can you pass me the water?
Not the best
No, not
splash screen. Right here.
Oh, thank you. My friend. Ooh, can we pause? No, we
Should.
cannot.
There we go.
Thank you.
So,
Go on.
yeah. The mayor of New Magintia has a quest for you, and the mayor of Trinsic, the town of honor, his theory was, we're all honorable people here.
Sure.
So the rune of honor is just on a pedestal in the middle of town when you arrive.
Fantastic stuff.
But all the rest of them just like fucked up in one way or another. Gave the rune to somebody for safekeeping or not or otherwise. You know, in Moonglow, the town of honesty, they gave the mayor gave the rune to this one person, and then he's like, I'm really worried. Like, I trust him implicitly. He spends a lot of time with that Penumbra though, and I don't trust her at all. So like right off the bat, you're like, what the fuck are you doing? These runes are important, man. And
And
then
he trusts him implicitly.
and
Just
then he's
not
like-
the people he associates with.
yeah, and then he's like, anyway, I haven't heard from him in a while. And then you find out that he's been dead. And the mayors didn't know. So it's a real goodness gracious kind of situation. Then, like every mayor, like the mayor of Jalome, the town of Valor, held a fighting tournament and just gave it to the person who won, who went to celebrate at the tavern, got drunk, and a mouse and a rat stole it. And it's in the rat hole.
Amazing.
Yeah, just like absolute stupidity. So as soon as the alchemist was like, yeah, the mayor delivered the recipe from the healer, and I screwed it up somehow. It's like, oh no. This guy is literally like, not physically, but like metaphysically torturing himself forever and emotionally. When it's not his fault. It's totally not going to be his fault. Kept looking around, found the mayor, a total coward who even figures it out himself that he screwed up the recipe. But he's just like, oh man, anyway. Poor, whatever his name, you know, they call him the tortured ones. He messed up. I gave him the wrong proportions, but he messed up. Like the kind of shitty guy who, like, won't even let himself off the hook. He just doesn't have the moral sense to be like, it's wrong of me to not go over to the alchemist and free him from his torment. Eventually I found the healer, and she fills me in on even more. So yeah, Horrence lost his mind, became a Lich, enslaved everybody. Or enslaved all the already dead. Then everyone else got killed. They're all stuck as ghosts, living their lives. Quentin's also here now. He's the murder victim from the 6th game. You can find him. And he's the only ghost who, he looks more ghosty than the rest of them. Like, he's like a decayed ghost.
He's like an older ghost?
He's been dead so long. But he's just Quentin. He's just like, he tells you the story. It's a long conversation with him. You get the whole story of his murder to like make up for the fact that they forgot to give it to you in the other game because they ran out of time. Oh man. Nicely done. So,
Alright, we got April.
the healer adds the wrinkle that every night at midnight, I like Raph's really, really suggestive pose in the background.
Yeah, they're gonna fuck after this.
Yeah. Yeah, so healer, you find her, and she explains, like, basically the same setup, but then she also reveals the wrinkle that every night at midnight, all the ghosts are drawn helplessly to Torrance's the delicious Black Tower in the north. And when they're taken to the Black Tower, he, for like an hour, he uses his Well of Souls, which I guess is like a Horcrux type thing, to drain their essence and get that much closer to immortality. But she's the only one who stays conscious during this, and none of the other ghosts even know it's happening, even though they are being slowly wasted away to nothing. And she's like, so, we gotta do something, and the only way to do it is to make this potion, and then while he's in the Well of Souls feeding, while he lets his guard down, you gotta get him in that cage, pour that potion on him. And she's like, but whatever his name, the blacksmith, isn't gonna finish the cage, like, even though he does nothing but work on it. He's so lost in his hatred, he's not actually doing anything. He doesn't know how to finish it, he doesn't even know he's a ghost. She's like, so we're gonna have to bring him back to his senses somehow. So the blacksmith has, and he hates if you do talk to him about it or bring it up, but he has the music box that he bought for his wife as a gift that was precious to her. But if you say her name or anything, he's like, I don't want to hear her name. Like, if I hear her name, I feel good, and then that takes me away from my hatred, which is all I have. And so, like, don't play that music box. So, I can't do this yet because I don't have the right magic spells to fully infiltrate the Black Tower's magical defenses. But I think the plot here is that I have to go in with the music box while he's feeding, find the Lich Queen, play the music box for her to snap her out of her senses, bring her animated corpse back to her ghost husband so that he will snap out of it. He'll finish the cage. I go back another midnight, trap him in the cage. I've made the potion now, and pour it on him. Pretty cool stuff. It's a really involved storyline. It's like, it is very, like, it's definitely like early to mid 90s kind of stuff because it's extremely grimdark. But it's well executed, and like the way you interact with it, it's a much more detailed moment-to-moment Ultima storytelling without losing Ultima's progression system of just being like, you figure it out. You go around and talk to people. Like, I'm sure that I could have met them in a different order and put the story together in a different way.
Oh, here we go.
The classic boarding levels. So what are you thinking so far?
I'm enjoying it. I can see so much. So we began this stream? Was the first game we played on here the new Shredder's Revenge?
I don't think we had any of the official branding yet, but we did. I think we were at least using the gimmick. Sorry. I think.
Yeah, you can very much see so much of the DNA.
Oh yeah.
Of this game in that one, like this.
Makes sense.
This so like down to the order in which we face the enemies, but it just shows how like from the beginning they like had it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like there's not much that they needed to add.
Yeah, like most of the enemies are foot soldiers, but they're a bunch of different colors, and some of them have things.
Yeah.
Some of them are in cool little
gimmicks.
stupid vehicles, and some levels you're on skateboards, which literally makes no difference to the gameplay.
No, because you can even still jump around and stuff.
Yeah, but
like you're not even
it
like
looks
glued.
cool.
It does.
It's a cool visual.
I'm losing a lot more than when I played that game. I'm not entirely sure why.
Partially it's the arcade difficulty. It's a quarter muncher difficulty instead of a gameplay challenge difficulty.
Yeah.
And partially I think, oops, double cowabunga. And then partially it's because when you have unlimited money, you aren't incentivized to try to live.
It's true. Just getting in there.
And I understand why this was the right economic model,
Sure.
but maybe like 3 lives, you can have 2 continues, and then you gotta start over. Would be still the better gameplay model.
Come on, let's bust this joint. I will also say, oh, they've got Splinter.
To the extent that I can remember it, I do think we are 1-to-1 stages with the NES support.
Yep.
Which is, after all, called TMNT the arcade game.
So, the other thing is that it's just so, like, it's so the epitome of Turtles as well. Like, they've really managed to capture all the things.
Oh yeah,
But-
this is a port that venerates its license.
Yeah.
There are many ports, many licensed adaptations from this era, perhaps more commonly on a console
Yeah.
than in the arcade that
I mean, I think
did not give a shit, didn't like barely try.
I think the only other beat 'em up game that can claim as much like relevance, as much like notoriety as a good game that was a port is the Batman beat 'em up game. But even that one's a 2D, which you say disqualifies it. Like no Z-axis in that game.
There are Batman beat 'em ups. There's Batman Returns beat 'em up that has full on Z-axis.
And also, I believe it's a one-player game, which, you know, whatever. It's Batman. But the Turtles also introduced something, I think, that ends up being very important to beat 'em ups, which is there are 4 distinct weapons with slightly different things, like different power and different reach. Donnie's thing was always that he had that reach.
I think this game does predate Final Fight, which obviously also did the same thing.
But even then, Final Fight was just the one.
I mean, it's all
any of these guys?
fists, but it's 3 guys with different. What'd you say?
I said, are you getting any of these?
Yes. There's just a lot of them.
Yeah.
I remember these being annoying when I was a kid.
Yeah.
You just gotta stay to the air to avoid the lasers. Anyway, this Scar Brave Flight Ultimate 7. I'll get off talking about that game in a moment, but it's definitely the moment where I was like, okay, like now I'm not just having fun because I like going around Britannia talking to Britannians, but being frustrated by how shitty a lot of the game is. Now I'm like super into a quest, and like it's doing something that previous Ultimates hadn't done with a lot more. It's a much more contained quest line. It's very localized. It's just great. It's very good. Best part of the game so far.
Good turtle.
What's this thing?
I believe this is Magma? What's his name? Oh no, this is some little bird guy. Who is this guy supposed to be? I think I need to look it up. He's got the body of the dude who's like a rock golem guy.
Yeah.
And then he's got a little bird head. Granitor is the name of the rock body guy. He's got, whoa, he flamethrowed you and you became a cartoon for a second? I mean, more of a cartoon.
Yeah. Oof.
Yeah, very little taken from the comics on this particular,
Yeah.
on this particular arcade version. No hyper-violence, no, we don't kill Shredder first.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that would be incomprehensible to the majority of the fan base by this point.
Mm-hmm.
And to the mainstream. To the casuals.
Did you know, I didn't say when you was on because you were in the middle of your talking about Ultraman. Did you know that Baxter Stockman, famously white in the cartoon, as opposed to black as he is in the comics and most adaptations today?
I believe you told me that, and that was
Yes.
when I learned that, because my Turtles experience is all the original cartoon series and associated merchandise
Media, yeah.
of the day. And like probably more of the merchandise in the video games from the show. Especially in terms of like what's stuck in my memories.
Yep. They didn't want to have a black man be a villain. So they chose to have no black men.
Thank you, my turtle.
Today's woke society
There it is.
would always make sure a black man can be a villain. Or something. I don't know.
Oh, something. I don't know. Recently,
Oh man, absolute stupidest complaining about today's woke society that I've heard in a long time. Did you hear Mindy Kaling said that
yeah.
they couldn't do The Office today, everyone would just get canceled? The Office is extremely popular today.
Yeah, it is. It is. Although, legitimately,
And, like,
there's some
what-
things.
There are some things that maybe they wouldn't have done. Maybe.
Okay. But I was going to say there are some things that had a weird popularity boost recently. Why am I not? Am I not?
Why are you not what?
I didn't feel like I was moving right when I was being electrocuted.
Well,
I know during the process, but the reason I got electrocuted like 3 times in a row because I kept hitting forward and it didn't seem to be moving me at all.
I don't know.
But anyway, like Seinfeld, for example, I do not believe that Seinfeld would be made today. It wouldn't be started. Let me put it that way. Because of the sheer amount of ludicrousness. Well, that's not entirely true. I think Seinfeld will get made today. I think it would be far,
Like, be things they didn't do.
it would be grittier, and it would not be on network television. It would be a cable TV show.
Perhaps. But, like, I don't know. I find, like, one thing that struck me while rewatching a lot of Seinfeld lately has been just how incredibly horny and explicit of a show it is.
Oh, yeah.
Which I suppose, like, I didn't technically know. Like, that was one of the things that was notable for at the time.
Yes.
But, but that is a way in which at least mainstream sitcoms and stuff they've gone away from it.
Yes and no. I would say there's some sitcoms that are hornier than others.
Yeah, but like
certainly New Girl,
the thing
which
is
ended
that,
about
like,
5 years ago.
in many ways, like Seinfeld isn't that horny of a show. Like, it's not about like deliberately attractively cast people.
No, they're very
like that.
normal people. This guy's Granitor.
Yeah.
Who's that other guy?
Oh man, and he killed us both. Just kicking the wall down.
Well, we gotta stand over here, I guess, when the wall's about to come down.
Ooh.
Is that the doors that shocked you?
I remember those lasers shocking me on Nintendo when I was a kid. Okay, so this guy, it takes some time to get up to you, but not that time. You just got and get a surprising amount of free hits on him before he punches me if I'm slightly above him. Now I'm going down. I don't know. I tried to jump away, took me down. Yeah, so obviously this was an arcade game where you didn't select a character from a character select. You selected which of the 4
which of the
joysticks
you were standing in
and
front
which
of.
coin slot start button you used, which is why we're stuck. We can't change our characters.
Yeah,
That's
it's also why we're
passed.
playing 3 and 4. Because obviously, obviously Leonardo is number 1. And
Yeah. Cowabunga. Alright, got him.
Nice.
Oof. Yeah. I mean, like, you know, they wouldn't do the Skyscore Indian. They did Seinfeld. But, like, yeah, we couldn't make The Office today. A very popular show that, like, I don't think is most notable for being daring in any way.
Yeah, I mean, there's things.
There are edgy things.
There
like,
are edgy things.
Like,
I mean,
but they're all they're all very clearly jokes at the expense of the cluelessness of Michael Scott.
I mean, season 1, earlier season, Michael Scott's had a lot more stuff to do with racism and sexism.
Yeah, because
before they decided that he was a sweetheart.
Yeah, because he was, he's based on a
Ricky Gervais. Yeah.
I'm blanking on what that guy's name is. Not Ricky Gervais, but the character.
Michael Scott.
That is not the Ricky Gervais.
Oh, sorry. I thought we were just talking about what the American character is called. No, I can't remember. He actually appears in the show. I don't know if you remember that part about
No, I don't.
The Office. The Ricky Gervais character, when they're looking for a replacement, Michael Scott meets him on a plane, and they hit it off because they both enjoy "That's What She Said" jokes.
Yeah.
And then when they're looking, Michael suggests.
I was trying to run from him, but I got caught by the end of the screen.
Michael Scott suggests Ricky Gervais and gets him an interview.
Huh.
And he does not. He lasts probably the shortest of all the interview people. They're like, I just don't. This guy is not good. Yeah, with the original British Office, the thing about the Ricky Gervais manager character
He's not supposed to be someone you...
He wasn't supposed to be likable in that he secretly had a heart of gold, or like his intentions were good. He was supposed to remind you that he was supposed to just at the very
Why
end.
are the 3 shredders?
Because I don't know, illusion.
Yeah, shinobi magic. That's
Yeah. Oh, this guy doesn't have a helmet anymore.
He's a shredder? Is that what he looks like?
I mean, he looks like a Japanese man, so I'm gonna go with yes.
Right, yeah, I forgot about that.
That he's a Japanese man?
Literally, yes.
Anyway,
Hey, they've all got their helmets back now. Ah,
his whole thing,
that.
the whole thing was at the very end, he reveals that, like, he's a human being.
yeah.
Oh, shit. Like, that was it. It's not that he's, like, a good human being. It's just supposed to be like, yeah, no, he's a real guy. Like, it's like, he's not just a stupid comedy character. It sucks for him when he loses his job.
Yeah.
With Michael Scott, obviously they could never have him lose his job. Because the
shows
shows
don't work like that.
Yeah, the show needs to last like 8 more seasons. And so they instead went, I think, a more sensible route, which
Having
is...
him become a better person.
Yes.
Is there some ridiculous thing like you can only win if we get them all to the death animation during the same moment?
Well, we've got them all. We've got all but one helmet in this.
Oh, no. Just kill a whole lot of them. Weird, but okay. Shinobi magic.
Shinobi magic, baby. Currently in the comic books, Shredder has taught the Ninja Turtles some Shinobi magic, which they have added to their arsenal. Freaked the Fourths, mangled the Mousers, and totaled the Technodrome. That's Turtle Power.
2 exclamation points. Did my mom write this?
But what about the Shredder and Krang? Burned to toast? Vaporized to milkshake? Or escaped to Dimension X?
Dementians.
Until we know, none of us can sleep safely in our beds. Shells. Not how turtle work.
Yeah.
Alright, yeah.
Yeah.
I think... Do you want to... It's 10-2.
We might as well fire up the next one.
Let's fire it up. We'll get it
game
started.
over or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So yeah,
Classic.
like, good game.
Yeah.
It gets a lot of mileage out of the fact that it is Ninja Turtles, and that makes people feel good. Oh wow, there's even Tournament Fighters, the arcade version. Never played that. It's not germane to our topic here. Here we are.
Yes, the original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles was not the game, because there was a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, the arcade game.
Yeah.
Is an adaptation of the original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles arcade game.
And then Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3, the Manhattan Project, is an original game.
Yeah. And then this one is...
Then the arcade sequel is Turtles in Time, which is ported to the SNES.
And what was the original... Two Turtles, please.
Yes.
And what was the original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles game for the SNES?
Turtles in Time.
No, the original. The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, no adjective.
For Super Nintendo?
Yeah, the one that predates 2. 1.
Oh, for NES.
Yes.
That's just called,
did I say SNES?
Yeah, that's just called Ninja Turtles. It's a side-scrolling... It's not very good side-scrolling action game.
Ah.
Single player. Perhaps most famous today... Probably Michelangelo this time. Perhaps most famous today for its insanely difficult water segment.
Mm-hmm.
Difficult because of poorly programmed hit detection. Okay, no, this does just start in the burning building. My memory there was just probably distorted by the many beat-em-ups that start by you going to a building that I played when I was a kid. Yeah, so we have a very faithful adaptation. I think today, since we're not going to play for very long, let's just play it.
This has
with the
reduced it
flicker.
down to one attack now.
Yes.
No strong attack now, just one attack.
I don't think there was ever any kind of secret, but let's look. Ninja Turtles.
But turtles get 10!
Oh wow, these are just cheating tips. There's no strategy here. Okay. Controls. That's not going to tell us. I don't think there are moves. I didn't remember there being moves. I didn't make a ton of use of my special move until the very last fight. And then I discovered it was pretty good. Raph's like roll into a low kick move.
I got use of it. It was good for crowd control, mine. But I had a hard time setting it up because all this is a wind up. So most of the time it gets interrupted. But if you've got like 3 people in front of you, you can hit all of them pretty well. With Donatello's big sweep. Ooh, you really go flying when you get hit.
Impressions so far, like
this?
Yeah, like graphics. Obviously, we're just getting the NES version of the arcade game, and in terms of scenario, it's just the same.
Yeah.
But
very faithful.
how are
so far.
you? How are you finding like the game feel?
The game feels like about the same, honestly.
It feels a little bit better to me because it's slower, in the same way that I like the Double Dragons better when ported.
I do think it's easier for me not to get hit in this version.
Well, another part of that though is that this game is not trying to rapidly get us killed.
Mm-hmm.
This game is trying to let us get kind of far, but not that far. Because
it wants us to.
It doesn't want us to rent the game and beat it on the weekend.
Yes.
Like
although at this point, were there very many game rental places?
Yes.
89? Well, no, sorry, this wouldn't be 89. When was this released?
I mean, okay, I couldn't say for sure, I suppose, since like for me, having Nintendo starts in the 90s, like with the 90s, pretty much.
Sure.
Christmas when I was 5, so December of 1990 was when I first had an S. But certainly game rentals were quite well established as a thing.
Oh yeah, I rented tons of games throughout the 90s.
Yeah,
and
it's under
2000s.
the same principle, like just the right of what the hell's the right called? The let video rental period exist.
I have no idea.
Yeah, I can't remember, but basically the legal findings that if you bought the thing and you own it, you're allowed to rent it out. You don't need the permission of the intellectual property rights holder.
Sure, yeah.
Obviously,
Xbox would much later decide that didn't count for anything. Or was it PlayStation? Who decided that backwards compatibility would no longer be a thing? And that you had to register your games?
I can't remember, but
it was one of the big ones because I remember
Xbox was going to go to enormous lengths. It's funny because they've now had great success with a wildly different strategy.
Of letting you just...
Xbox was like... I think it was Xbox that was like, you're not going to be allowed... Like, no more... You want to sell a game, like a used game, you gotta like... You can do this and this and this. Like, they wanted to really restrict.
Yeah, if you sell your game, you have to completely delete like everything of it off of your thing and never have it again. Like...
Something like that. Anyway.
And it was like you couldn't... And because like... Later that same year,
Sony trolled them by being like, "Here's how to lend your game.
Yeah, and
hand it to your friend."
They just handed it to the guy.
I think we have that in the right order. I'm pretty sure it was Microsoft because I think it's the whole thing about them doing the complete 180.
Jesus, is it just the purple guys who have those huge punches that send you flying? Or am I just getting hit by the purple guys exclusively?
I think it's just it's like it's different from Double Dragon in that it's not about one guy getting a combo off on you, it's how many punches have you taken.
Yeah.
So like if one guy gets the setup punches on you, or even if it's the same guy but you like got away from him in between, if he got the setup punches on you, then you are going flying the next time you get hit.
Great sprite work on these little guys, like their whip coming out, their little guns.
Oh, it's all like
fantastic sprite work.
The fire at the bottom, or even all the fire, really. Very, very well done with only 3 colors.
Yeah. I will say the lack of shading on the turtles does look a little odd. It does kind of look like they're just naked and
Yeah.
wearing... Like, I mean, they are naked. They're
Yep.
turtles. They never have worn clothes. Except, like, occasionally they'll be, like, in big oversized hoodies or something. But it does, something about the way the shells are the same color as the arms really make them look like they're just naked.
Yeah, it's a completely different approach to the stun locking. Like, it still is the beat 'em up style, but it's very much its own thing. Like, you get like a little bit of knockback on the hits as opposed to like locking them in for the combo.
Oof. God damn it.
Yeah, but so far this is a very faithful adaptation.
Very
And
faithful.
I think it feels a little bit better. I do miss having another move, even though I didn't use much of my secondary move.
I like it. Yeah, I like it a lot.
But like that it could be nostalgia talking, but even though I didn't really play the arcade version that much, there's no reason it shouldn't cause me to say nostalgia because it's the exact same thing, just pretty in that sense. Like the sights and sounds it's sending me. I don't think my nostalgia is specifically. Actually, I'm probably if anybody has like game feel nostalgia, that would be me.
Game field nostalgia?
Yeah, like
Classic game field nostalgia.
I remember when you had this kind of chunkiness to the punches in Double Dragon.
Oh my god, this entire time I've been looking at the wrong health bar.
Because 4.
I got him.
You survived. I'm game over.
Wow. That's a turn from the arcade.
It was awful close. Same splash screen.
Come on, after that Shredder creep.
Same dialogue.
Yeah? Oh, well, I'm not lasting. Here, let's see how long Greg lasts. So, anyway, yeah. I mean, I love the Turtles so goddamn much.
They're great characters.
They're
They're great
great.
characters to be licensed for this genre.
They are.
Especially after the very wise
You know what's
decision in the cartoon
shockingly...
adaptation to be like, we can't sell 4 of these toys if they all look the same. They need different colors.
Yep. I mean, they were always different. They always had different weapons.
Yeah, but
But the
that was
colors
kinda
was to make them more distinct.
Yeah.
Like, the cartoon was really worried that kids would not be able to keep track of who's who.
Yeah.
Thus the addition of the giant belt buckles with their with the letter of their first name on it. It was also a huge deal. Michelangelo's name historically has been spelt wrong. Because they were afraid kids wouldn't be able to... Well, actually, initially it was a mistake of the creators, who just did not know how Michelangelo was spelled.
So wait, how did they spell it?
I can't speak to the exact spelling. Google it.
I will
It'll definitely
head over
be
to
on his
the
Wikipedia
internet
page. But they
Michelangelo. Oh, but that's spelled right. They spelled it like with the name Michael, probably.
yeah. It's gotta be on there. But yeah, I think they spelled it Michelangelo.
Okay, hold on. Find spelled. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was just misspelled like the English version of the first name Michael instead of.
There we go. Game over. Game over. Okay, well, we got through the
Pretty
first
radical.
level.
We got 15 minutes left. Let's do a continue.
Okay.
We start again at the end of at the start of stage 2.
Okay, not bad.
This is what I like to. This is how I like to get my game overs. To experience a setback.
Well, is this part of our... I saw we have 10 lives. Is this part of our... Like, do we have 10 goes at the same level?
What? We had 3 continues.
No, we have 10 lives.
No, we don't.
Bring up the guide again.
What?
Bring up the guide. Bring
No,
up
the guide was giving us the Konami code. Or something. Like, it was giving us a cheat for getting 10 lives.
Was it?
Yes.
Oh, I thought it was just telling us.
It's right on screen.
I
Press
see
2.
that it says 2 lives, but I assumed like this was a life. Do you know what I mean?
No.
So we have 10 goes, and then it's like start from the beginning?
No. 10 lives by doing...
Oh, I see.
But officially this was Ultra Games. Because Nintendo of America had draconian anti-competitive practices in the NES era, which included limiting all third-party publishers to only be allowed to publish 2 games a year.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So big companies like Konami had to have fake subsidiary publishers like Ultra Games.
Yeah, just
to publish their games.
Yeah.
So it uses a different version of... I don't know if that was the reason that the version of the Konami code is different. Like, I don't know if they actually were like, Nintendo's gonna see right through this if we make it up, down, left, right, B, A, start. But,
the classic Konami code.
Yeah.
Also used in Xavier Woods, aka Austin.
Yeah.
Adonis Creed's. Austin Creed?
Austin Creed.
Yeah, Adonis Creed is the character from the hit movie Creed.
Oh!
Yeah, I've sent it back at
Did
him.
you plan that?
I didn't. It was happenstance. I was swinging in hope.
Nicely done.
I didn't know it would happen, but I'm glad that it did. You know what series has never really had a successful beat 'em up, but really like lends itself well to it? Like it's had adaptations. It's had notably a few Nintendo games, even a Game Boy game that was pretty okay, but none that like were big. None that really entered the lexicon. Power Rangers, and conversely, Japanese Super Sentai, which has been on even longer.
Yeah, I think a big part of that is just by the time that was a property that had international appeal, we were well into the long, dark winter of the beat 'em up.
Well, you say that, but we're talking about Japan never really had a problem. I should get this. Japan never really had a problem making games just for Japan.
That's true, but
and there are no like. Even
I don't know if there's a
historically-
lot of just for Japan beat 'em ups though.
Oh, fair enough. And then the show did not become popular in the States until literally
Just a hot chick just skateboarded by.
she skateboarded by in the arcade.
Oh,
I recall her.
well, geez, nice attention to detail.
Yeah. If you swing,
Yeah,
she goes
just-
eek and ducks.
Yeah.
But
Cool.
anyway, yeah, no. I suppose the show didn't really get popular in the. It didn't come out until I think it was 94, 95 was the Mighty Morphing, which, as you say, I guess that's the very tail end of the golden age of beat 'em ups. But obviously not.
Yeah, I don't recall the Power Rangers beat 'em ups being great.
No, they weren't.
And there's a lot
They
of
aren't.
bad beat 'em ups of that era. You know, it was a game that I owned on my Super Nintendo, so I played it an awful lot, even though I had no attachment to the IP and it wasn't great.
What?
The Captain America and the Avengers beat 'em up.
Oh yeah.
Who is it? Captain America, Iron Man.
Sure. Back when he was a C-lister.
Yeah, but there's 4 I think you can play as.
Falcon?
Vision and Falcon, maybe?
Okay. No women.
I don't think so. I could be wrong.
It would have been Scarlet Witch if it was anyone back then, because
well.
Black Widow was not really known as an Avenger
Yeah.
until the Avengers movie.
And that would just make absolutely no sense.
She was an Avenger, and she was on the Ultimates, which is probably what landed her the gig in the movie. But as the female Avenger,
Seems like
that
there's a
was
good
not
chance
her
what
role.
landed her the gig in the movie. And power to her, because Scarlett Johansson did a great job in the role. But a big part of it was that probably Joss Whedon was like, I need a strong female character.
Well, yeah, but there's lots of strong female characters. They chose Black Widow specifically
Yeah.
because she was on the Ultimates, and that was the team that the original 2012 Avengers movie was based on. Like, that specific lineup, not necessarily the events of the film. But Samuel L. Jackson as Nick Fury is 1 for 1. Like, they made Nick Fury look like Sam Jackson in the Ultimates, and then would later cast Samuel L. Jackson as Nick Fury. And then the specific lineup of, Thor, Hawkeye, blah, 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 blah. That's 100% the Ultimates. But yeah, the core female Avenger, the original was Janet Von Dyne, aka the Wasp. She was the person she was the original female member of the team when they first started. And then after she left the team along with Ant-Man and Iron Man.
Oh, damn. Oh, wait, that was you dying. Oh, no.
Along with Ant-Man and Iron
took an
Man,
extra
like
hit 'cause
most
I
of the
gave up.
original Avengers left the team at a point, and we got Cap's Quirky Quartet was what they were called,
Okay.
which was the new Avengers lineup, which was Captain America.
Were they trying to do like a JLA Europe thing?
No, what it was
Like, was it supposed to be funny? 'Cause Cap's Quirky Avengers
what it was
sounds like it's trying really hard to be funny. Oh, no.
no, it was
That's
just Stan Lee.
Okay.
That's just how Stan Lee operates. What it was that the Avengers was initially founded for the superheroes who didn't have their own solo books. Like, they were the people who had adventures in anthology series,
Yeah.
like Thor and Iron Man. Spider-Man and the Fantastic Four didn't need to be associated with the Avengers because they were more popular and could support their own books.
Yeah.
But at a certain point, they renamed. Journey into Mystery became exclusively a Thor comic.
You gotta do it. You gotta guess through the stage. So all of these stages in our current level of skill, and I know that this has got to be a rare case of skill decay for me for the video game. Fair enough though, I haven't played it decades. But we're going one continue per stage right now. That is not a save April O'Neil pace.
So anyway, but then Iron Man got his own book, oh, damn it. Okay.
All right, I think
Let's call it that.
is where we say, okay, fine.
So
This time, Bebop.
to
Rocksteady,
finish the Avengers talk very
Bebop.
quickly.
Bebop.
Those guys got their own books. They didn't need to be Avengers anymore. Avengers was for people without books. So
Yeah.
Captain America stuck around and made 3 former villains on their redemption quest, which was Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver, who were X-Men villains, and Hawkeye, who was originally an Avengers villain,
Oh.
came in as a hero. And the whole thing was like the media they're calling him Cap's Quirky Quartet. Why would Captain America hang out with a bunch of criminals? And Captain America was like, they have good hearts. And then, yeah.
Neat.
Yeah. But anyway,
Cool.
thank you for joining us. We've got a tourniquet schedule this week due to some commitments from a party, but we will be back next week
Yes.
and this weekend, but next week particularly. James, why don't you run it down?
How do I ever wish that Rich had told me just a little bit earlier about the wedding that he has to attend on Friday, but he obviously didn't remember. So I spent the whole weekend on both streams hyping up that Friday Night Frosthaven was going to start this Friday. It's going to start next Friday. So it's going to be great.
It is.
I'm working hard on quality overlays to share the game information with the crowd.
Tell your friends. It's going to be a good time.
I'm hoping if I can find a 6th friend who would join up to have a full cast of 6 playing the 6 starting characters so that we have different configurations. It's
that's going to really put a hurt on the items.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. Okay. But yeah, so that's coming. And then on the weekend, I'll be back playing Live Alive. We'll find out what happens to these classic Middle Ages type heroes on their quest to save the princess, and also how
it all comes together.
Yeah, what happens here? Where do we go from here? We started with 7 disconnected stories that unlocked an 8th disconnected story. What gives? And then in Ultima 7 The Black Gate on Sunday, I'll be doing all manner of stuff, all manner of things. I have a very chaotic approach to playing the Ultima games, so I'll go down a quest chain to a certain point, and then if I get stuck for especially now in Ultima 7, I got no patience for this messing around with this. So I get stuck for a moment, I'm like, let's sail all the way across the world and follow up on this lead. But I gotta find the Engrave spell, Dispel Magic Field.
Okay.
In order to penetrate the Black Tower of Horrence, because I can get up to the second floor.
You were gonna get rid of gravity with the Engrave spell.
But there's something that if I walk into the top floor of his place, even when he's doing his ritual, I get teleported outside. Can't get to the Lich Queen. So, but there's a fire field just sitting there in the middle of the mezzanine where I get teleported from. I'm thinking maybe if I dispel that, then I can go past. But
Yeah.
I don't have the spell, and none of the spell sellers I've met so far can sell it. Have it. So either I gotta find Nicodemus in the woods near you, because somehow I didn't find him.
The city of you?
Yeah, it used to be a city. Now it is just they've returned to the druidic ways of living in the woods. And or I've got to finish the Penumbra quest line. I woke Penumbra up on Boxing Day, but she sent me off to destroy the thing that there's apparently a device that is what's causing magic to go crazy and gradually burn out and driving all the mages crazy in Britannia, and I got to go smash it. And she said, like, when I get my shop ready, I can sell you stuff. So I figure it's literally smash the thing, and when I come back, she'll be like, my shop's ready. And maybe she has on graph. We'll find it. And then it's a new year. And we're off to the races. Friday Night Frosthaven will start.
Yes.
We'll carry on with this. We'll do Golden Axe eventually. Battletoads.
Battletoads. Looking forward to that.
Yep.
But yeah.
That is not a game we're going to beat on this stream.
Until next time, thank you for joining us. Thank you for sticking around all the way to the end. Please join us on Discord. Why not? 58 Dream Street. We'll be doing a lot of stuff. James is going to make a post on the Gloomhaven Discord, I'm sure. We're promoting the show. We are no longer in the soft launch, people. We are in a hard launch scenario.
We'll say the launch begins next Friday.
Oh, yeah. Not until next Friday.
This is the last. We're on the runway.
We're really...
Everything done on this channel up to date has been soft launch.
Friday we're going to be in the air,
So
and then we'll
we're about
see.
to start doing it for real.
But thank you for joining us. Thank you for sticking around until the end. And remember, violence is never the answer, except in video games. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.